Alright, so today we are doing something a little bit different. Today we are unboxing two new watches that I just received. These are actually surprisingly very cool. Let's get right into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Desmond. Normally I make videos about travel, lifestyle, tech, and camera gear, and we are gonna do a bit of a unboxing today. So it's Sunday, I want to do something different on the channel, and honestly I like sharing some of the other types of products that I usually get from brands. And one of the things that I want to talk about is watches. And if you've seen my channel before, you know I am a bit of a watch nerd, and I want to start introducing more of the lifestyle products that I use on a daily basis into this channel. We are growing, this community is great and engaged, and honestly, I like making videos about all kinds of cool things that you guys may enjoy. So I think that's the benefit of having a channel of my own. We can kind of talk about anything and everything that you might be interested in. So let's just take a look really quick on what we're going to be unboxing today. These are two watches that were sent over by a company called AG Collective or Aries Gold. These things are actually pretty cool, and I want to spend some time talking about why I think that these are pretty unique products for the price point. And before I open these up, I want to set the stage a bit. If you're not familiar with the watch market as of today, it is a bit crazy out. So gray market prices on things like Rolex and AP are through the roof. Getting a watch in store at an authorized dealer is pretty slim, and wait lists for some of the most desirable watches on the market tend to go into the months, if not years, if not decades, depending. So we're talking about like white-faced Daytonas. But for a lot of us out there, and me included, I like to just have accessible timepieces around that I can throw on, I can wear, I can pair with an outfit, or that are tool watches that are great for any type of adventure or occasion. And that's where I think brands like AG Collective come into play. And let's just go ahead and open this one first, because I would say this is probably going to be one of their most popular offerings. And for those of you that are looking for an entry-level dive watch, this is actually really quite cool. So this right here is AG Collective's Great White 9040 Diver. And this thing is actually really quite cool. So what I have here is the stealth version. We've got a stainless black case with a matte black ceramic bezel. We've got a full scratch resistant sapphire case, and we also have a black dial and a black rubber strap. And also I opted for the stealth version because even the logo here is in black. So it's actually really quite low key. For the most part, you wouldn't be able to tell what this is. It's just a beautiful all black on black diving watch with some of the technical specs to boot. So for me, when I'm looking at things like watches, I actually like to start my research or my reviews from the inside out. So we're talking about internal movements here. This thing is actually pretty cool. It uses a Miyota 8215 automatic movement. And that Miyota 8215 automatic movement is pretty reliable. You can find that same movement in a number of different brands that are all over Instagram. MVMT is a pretty popular one, especially if you're based in the US. I see that brand pop up a lot, but they leverage the same type of internal automatic movement because it's affordable, it's reliable, and it's gonna function well regardless of the type of casing or the design you throw it into. So let's run through some of the other specs relatively quickly. The Miyota movement gives you about 40 or so hours of power reserve. You've got that matte black ceramic bezel, which is really impressive. And let's just listen to the click here. I really like that. I think that is really crisp for a watch that's $320. Really impressive. And a couple other things. What's most important is this thing has about 300 meters of water resistance with a screw down crown. And honestly, these are specs that I would expect from a much more expensive watch. You've got sapphire crystal on the front, an exhibition back with sapphire crystal as well. And one of the big things that I need to call out that makes AG Collective special is the technology they use to customize the watch itself. So they have a special laser engraving technology that they can use to engrave and design the sapphire case back, and they can engrave the dial in this watch. So what's really cool is not only can they do classic engraving with fonts of your choice, they can actually print full photographs. So you can get the face of a loved one, you can get a face of a pet or a logo, for example. That's actually what's really cool about this. You're getting these pretty solid internal specs as well as a pretty huge amount of customization, especially if you're someone that wants to get a logo on the back. If you want to do personalized gifts or corporate gifts, this is really, really cool, and it's very fast customization as well. But overall, for a dive watch, this is really, really nice. This is something I can throw on. I can jump into the pool, go into the ocean, go on adventures where I'm really not afraid to bang this up. And it's built like a tank. And honestly, I'm still really surprised by the price tag on this. 318 bucks, I think, before tax and shipping and before customization. But this thing will still come in at probably under 450 all in. But let's just compare this to another dive watch that I own, right? So right next to the AG Collective Great White is my Omega Seamaster in the Sarah Gold. You've got that rose gold. You've also got the rubber strap with the Omega deployment clasp. But really, they are both divers. They both have 300 meters of water resistance. And really what it comes down to is brand, materials, and in-house Omega movements. Obviously, they are worlds apart. They are completely different watches, but for what you're paying, this is actually a pretty cool alternative to someone that doesn't want to spend that kind of money on a dive watch, especially something that is meant to be beaten up and used and tested. And the other thing is the AG Collective Great White comes with this really cool leather watch roll. You can hold up to 3 watches in it. I just keep it in here. It's actually pretty cool, and it's a nice touch. And finally, let's just take a look at this. This one came in its own box because, as you can see, it is significantly dressier. So this is the Infinum El Toro. And let me give you a closer look here to see if we can get some focus. I really like this watch and this look, and as you can see here, it is a skeleton dial, so you can see that beautiful internal movement. And again, this leverages a Miyota automatic movement. Reliable, functional, affordable, which is what's really important when you're trying to pick up a piece that you can wear often. And what I love about this is the design aesthetic. You've got the rose gold coloring, you've got the genuine leather strap, and the skeleton dial. And this overall is just a really cool piece to have. And one of the things that I really like about this is you can also customize it. So, and I'll just give you a closer look here. I don't know if you can see, but I had laser engraved some writing on the back. And you can actually have this whole thing, again, printed. You can have a logo on there, you can have a photo on there. And what I'm really liking about AG Collective, other than the inexpensive price tag, is the value that you're getting with the watch, right? You have that reliable Miyota internal automatic movement. And then even when you're looking at something like this El Toro, the quality and the detail in this skeleton dial is really impressive for the price you're paying. This leather strap is really nice, and the personalization turns this relatively inexpensive timepiece into a very unique collection piece, because you can have anything placed on the back, and you don't get that with a lot of these other luxury brands. Sure, you can do engravings, but I love the idea of tossing a logo on there, a photo of a loved one. It makes this into a really cool, unique piece for any timepiece or watch lover in your life. Alright, and that is it for that unboxing and review. Let me know in the comments if you like content like this. I just want to mix in more lifestyle products, things that I actually use and wear on a regular basis other than the bags and camera stuff. With that, I will catch y'all in the next one.